Hello and welcome to the January 2025 Global Creative Project tutorial. My name is Denise Cox and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Archibald, Saskatchewan, Canada. And I'm so excited to be here today to share with you this super pretty Valentine's Day card made with the Hugs for Love bundle from the new January to April mini catalog. This bundle comes with this fun stamp set and the coordinating punch right here. Okay, you can see that in the light. It's hard to show the punch shape, but there you have it right there. So this is the bundle. We're also going to incorporate some of these beautiful gems that you can get as your free celebration choice. So during January and February, we have the celebration promotion. So with a qualifying order, you can get these purple adhesive back sequins free with your order. So we're going to incorporate those, make a pretty Valentine's Day card because it'll be here before we know it. All right, so first things first, remember you have a PDF that you can download that has all of the measurements and the supply list for all of the projects in this month's tutorial. So let's start with our stamping. We're going to, let's just set all this aside. We're going to need some basic white scraps. Actually, we don't need that one. Basic white scraps, a pretty in pink scrap, and Melon Mambo ink pad. So first things first, let's go ahead. We're going to stamp the outer frame from the Hugs for Love stamp set. And what's really fun about this one, there's a second coordinating stamp that goes with this punch. So if you buy the bundle, you can buy the add-on down the road too and have even more uses for your fun new punch. So from this, we're going to need that. We're going to need the large heart. We're using all three of these hearts here down the center of the stamp set. Okay, so we'll just get this inked up, and I think I just picked up something I didn't want. There we go. Okay. So we'll go ahead, we'll stamp our large heart here in Melon Mambo on our white. And then we're going to take the smaller striped heart, and we're going to stamp that one also on white. Okay, we can set that aside for a sec. And then this fun layered heart right here, we're going to stamp that one also with Melon Mambo onto our pretty in pink cardstock. Okay, so now that we have all of our pink stamping done, we're going to pull in our Memento Black. And for this card, the front, I'm going to use the sentiment, sending you a big hug. So you can see there are plenty of choices on here. You can switch this out very, very easily, but I'm going to use this one right there. So we're going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp it centered in the middle of our tag or label, whatever you want to call that, like so. And then we can close this up. Let's bring in our punch first, and we're going to put it in the punch like this and punch that out. So we can get it nice and lined up the way we want it. Gently squeeze down, make sure it's placed how you want, and then squeeze it to punch out that image. Okay, so with your paper snips, you're now going to cut out these hearts. And so what we're going to do is just go around them. I'm going to leave a white border around the hearts. That's going to be intentional. That's kind of the look I'm going for. So a little bit on the thicker side, just to add some fun border to this. And remember, turn your paper, not your scissors, for added control when you're fussy cutting. It really does help, especially when you have these rounded images like circles or hearts that you want to go around smoothly. Okay, so let's just get this one cut out like that, and we'll get the small striped one cut out. And for this project, I'm going to incorporate two different designer series papers that you maybe would never think to put together. And so I'm excited. Both of them are on the online exclusive store. And it's a really fun combination. So there's that heart, and then we'll cut out lastly our pretty in pink heart. As you can see, it doesn't take very long to cut these out, so don't be afraid to just spend that time fussy cutting these. You could also, of course, they don't always need to be cut out. You could just use these stamps straight onto paper, ink and paper, without cutting them. But I like the added dimension, and we're going to layer these hearts up onto our card. All right, so those are all cut out. Let's put our stamped images off to the side and let's pull in the other pieces we need. So we are using a strip of paper from the Halloween Spells Designer Series paper pack. I love the boldness of the red and white stripes. And then we're going to use a square of paper from the Marbled Elegance Designer Series paper, and this one has that gold foil. It's a specialty pack. We're going to not use the foil side today. We're going to use these fun, beautiful flowers. Okay, and we're also going to need some basic black. So as you see, we've got a thin border or a thin strip here, about 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to add, I would suggest liquid glue for this one, so you have some extra control on where you put the glue. A seal is going to be slightly too thick, and so you're going to end up with it off of your cardstock. And what we're going to do is we're just going to place it here, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's like 1/2 inch away from the edge. You just want a little bit of that white showing on the side here. Okay, so the next thing you're going to take is the Designer Series paper from Halloween Spells. And we'll just put some adhesive on the back of that. And what I want to do is I don't want that border to be that thick, so I'm going to overlay my DSP. Okay, so cutting that in about half, so it's like maybe about 1/8 of an inch or so showing. And then just adhere that down in place. Isn't that a fun pattern? I just love the way that looks. All right, next we're going to take our other piece of designer paper, our Marbled Elegance, and we're going to adhere that in place as well. So far I haven't used any dimensionals. We're just adhering everything down flat. This is going to go roughly centered on here. You can use the lines in the DSP to kind of guide you to keep your paper straight. Like so. Okay, now we're going to do some fun and we're going to layer this all up. So I'm going to grab my black strip here and we're going to flag one end. Now, if you have the banners Pick-a-Punch, then absolutely use that. That's my favorite tool, and I should have brought it to my desk here, but I didn't. So we're going to just cut up the center and then go from the corners and flag the end of that cardstock. Then we've got our label and we've got our 3 hearts. We're also going to want to incorporate this beautiful pretty in pink bordered ribbon. You could, as I mentioned, switch it out. You could use a white or a black, but I love this ribbon, so we're going to use that one. Okay, so bring in your dimensionals. I like to call these bumpets. So if you hear me refer to bumpets, I'm talking about Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to put a couple here on the end, closer to the flagged end. And then we can put this a little less than centered on our designer paper here. Okay, so then grab a couple more dimensionals and one at the top, one at the bottom of your stamped label. And then have that kind of going over top of our banner so that just the flagged end shows here on the right. Okay, so then take your hearts. Again, we're going to put a couple dimensionals at the top of our heart here. And this is going to kind of go up here like this. So going over both packs or pieces of Designer Series paper. And then we'll take the pretty in pink one and I'm going to put one dimensional on that. And this one's going to layer here. And lastly, we'll take our striped heart and we'll put one dimensional on the back of that. That one is going to kind of come here and layer onto both the label and our pretty in pink heart. So we can see we've got those fun little cluster of hearts there next to our beautiful label we created with the Hugs for Love stamp set. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to tie a cute little bow. So I'm just going to take some of the ribbon. This is how I like to tie my bows. There's many ways to tie bows, so you do it however is best for you. I like to tie them like this, and then I can have full control over tweaking how big or long these tails are, how big the loops are, and I just want to make a really petite bow. Okay, like that. That is so cute. Okay, so we could make it even a wee bit smaller if we wanted to. Just by pulling on those tails and then pulling the loops to tighten it. Isn't that adorable? This ribbon is makes like so great of bows. All right, now you'll want a glue dot for this. So take a glue dot on the back of your bow. And then we're going to stick that in here at the bottom of our heart. So it's just giving that extra texture, extra element on our card. And then we can cut these ends. Like that. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? And then our final touch, as I mentioned, we're going to use the purple adhesive back sequins, Celebration Choice. And we're going to take those and we'll add some of the pink ones up here. Let me just grab my take a pick tool. So we'll use these here and we'll just stick a few of them onto our pink paper to add that little bit. It's subtle. It's definitely subtle. There are two sizes. So maybe I got a large one here again. Let's put that one down there and we'll grab a smaller one to put up here on our card. Oh, up there on the card. So we've got our 3 elements of bling. Isn't that such a pretty card? And then for the inside, we can go ahead and take our Happy Valentine's Day stamp. There's that one right here. And let's remove the sending you a big hug. I'll put it up there so I can clean it when I'm done. And then you can choose whether you want this to be stamped in black or pink. I am going to stamp this one in black. Make sure it's nice and inked up. Stamp it centered here. And then you can take a heart, whichever one you like. I like this cute little striped one. I'm going to take that with some more Melon Mambo ink. And I'm just going to stamp it there on the side, just for a little extra fun on the inside of our card for today. So there you have it. There is our fun Valentine's Day card featuring the purple adhesive back sequins as your celebration freebie choice, free with a qualifying order for January and February 2025. And the Hugs for Love bundle, which features this fun punch and this beautiful stamp set. So you can find this in the January to April mini catalog. All right. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the videos in this month's tutorial. Until next month, happy stamping. Cheers.